Hello, and welcome to TaleTalk English. Today's story is emotional, heartbreaking, and full of family regret, loneliness, and a powerful lesson about love and time. It will also help you improve your English listening and vocabulary through simple conversations and real-life emotions. As you listen, try to imagine every scene, every expression, and every feeling. This is the story of a mother who nearly lost her son because she gave him everything except her time and attention. My name is Claire Morgan. I am 39 years old and I am a mother. Right now, I am sitting alone at the kitchen table in our house. The room is clean, the lights are on, there is food on the table, but nobody is eating. There are three chairs around me, one for me, one for my husband, Michael, and one for our son, Noah. But Noah has not sat in that chair for 3 months. Sometimes I look at it for a long time. I do not know why I do that. Maybe some part of me still believes that if I wait long enough, Noah will walk through the front door, throw his backpack on the floor, and say, "Mom, what's for dinner?" But the door stays closed. The house stays quiet, and I keep thinking about the past. I keep asking myself the same question. When did I lose my son? Was it the night he left? Was it the argument before he disappeared? Or did I lose him much earlier? Maybe it happened slowly. Maybe I lost him one missed dinner at a time, one unanswered question at a time, one later at a time. When Noah was born, I thought I knew what love meant. I remember the first time I held him. He was so small. His tiny hand held one of my fingers, and I remember looking at his face and crying. Michael stood beside me. He was crying too. "We're going to give him everything," Michael said. I smiled. "Everything," I whispered. We were young parents, but we had big dreams. We wanted Noah to have a better life than we had. We wanted him to have a beautiful home, good clothes, a good school, and enough money. We wanted him to feel safe. Most of all, we wanted him to be happy. At that time, life was simple. We ate dinner together every night. Michael came home from work early. I worked part-time from home. Noah was always around us. When he was 3, he followed me everywhere. When I went to the kitchen, he came with me. When I cleaned the house, he tried to help. When I sat on the sofa, he climbed beside me. "Mom, look. Mom, listen. Mom, come here." He said those words all day, and I never became tired of hearing them. Or at least, I don't remember being tired. When he was 6, he started school. He came home every afternoon with a new story. One day, he ran into the kitchen while I was making dinner. "Mom!" I turned around. "What happened?" I asked. "I got a star today," he said. He held up his notebook. There was a small gold star on the page. I smiled. "That's wonderful." "Look, the teacher said I did a good job," he said. I hugged him. "I am proud of you." He smiled so brightly that I still remember his face. Those were the days when I knew everything about my son. I knew his favorite food. I knew his favorite cartoon. I knew which teacher he liked. I knew what made him laugh. I knew what made him cry. I knew what scared him. But then, slowly, life changed. I got a better job. The salary was much higher. Michael also got a promotion. We were excited. "We can finally save more money," he said. "We can give Noah everything he needs," I answered. At first, we told ourselves that the busy life would only last for a few months, but a few months became years. My work became more demanding. My phone was always ringing. Emails arrived early in the morning. Messages arrived during dinner. Sometimes I answered them while Noah was talking to me. Michael also started coming home late. There were meetings, business trips, long phone calls, tired evenings. We still loved Noah. That was never the problem. The problem was that we became too busy to show him that love. One evening, when Noah was 9, he asked me a simple question. "Mom, can you help me with my homework?" I was sitting at the table with my laptop. "Give me 10 minutes." He waited. 10 minutes passed, then 20, then 30. When I finally looked up, Noah was gone. I found him in his room. His homework was still open. "Why didn't you come back?" I asked. He shrugged. "It's okay," he replied. He smiled, but I could see that he was disappointed. I closed my laptop. "Next time I will help you." He nodded. "Okay." I thought that was enough. I did not understand that children remember moments like that. They remember when you choose them, and they also remember when you don't. When Noah was 11, he started playing soccer. He loved it. He talked about soccer every day. He wanted Michael to come to his games. He wanted me to watch him. One Saturday morning, he came into our bedroom. "Mom, Dad, my game starts at 11. Michael opened his eyes. "I remember." "You're coming, right?" he asked. Michael looked at me. I looked at him. We had both forgotten about the game. "I have work," Michael said. Noah looked at me. I felt terrible. "I have some things to finish, too." He was quiet. Then he said, "Okay." He left the room. Michael looked at me. "We'll go next week." I nodded. But I knew we were making the same mistake again. That afternoon, Noah played his game without us. He scored a goal. We didn't see it. Later, he came home. "How was the game?" I asked. "Fine," he replied. "Did you win?" I asked. "Yes," he replied. "That's great," I said. "Yeah," he replied. Then he went upstairs. I watched him go. Something felt wrong, but I told myself he was getting older. I told myself boys became quiet at that age. I told myself it was normal. Then came the gifts. Because we felt guilty, we started buying Noah more things. A new bicycle, a new phone, expensive shoes, a large television for his room, a new computer. Whenever he wanted something, we usually said yes. Sometimes we didn't even wait for him to ask. We thought the gifts would make up for our absence. One evening, Noah came downstairs and saw a large box on the table. "What is that?" "Open it," I said. He opened the box. Inside was the latest phone. His eyes became wide. "Wow." "You like it?" I asked. "Yeah." He smiled. I felt happy. I thought, see, he's okay. But the next morning, something happened that I still remember. Noah came into the kitchen holding the phone. "Mom?" "Yes." "Can I show you something?" I was preparing for an important meeting. "Of course." He stood beside me. I looked down at my phone. It was ringing. I answered the call. "Hello?" Noah waited. I held up one finger. "Just a minute." He stood there for a few seconds. Then he lowered his hand. "Never mind." I turned toward him. "What were you going to show me?" But he was already walking away. "Nothing." I watched him disappear down the hallway. The phone call continued, and I stayed where I was. That was the moment I should have followed him. But I didn't. I told myself I would talk to him later. I didn't know how often I would use those words. Later. Later, I will listen. Later, I will sit with him. Later, I will ask about school. Later, I will watch his game. Later, I will put my phone away. I thought later was something I could always reach. I was wrong. As Noah became a teenager, he changed even more. He spent more time in his bedroom. His door was often closed. He wore headphones. He answered questions with one word. "How was school?" "Fine," he said. "Are you hungry?" I asked. "No." "Do you need anything?" I asked. "No," he replied. Sometimes I knocked on his door. "Come downstairs. Dinner is ready." "I'm not hungry," he replied. "You should eat," I said. "I'm fine," he replied. Then I would walk away. I wanted to talk to him, but I never knew how to start. Michael was not much better. He was often tired. Sometimes they sat in the same room without speaking. Noah looked at his screen, Michael looked at his phone, I looked at my laptop. 3 people, 1 room, 3 different worlds. One evening I looked up and saw Noah eating alone. His plate was in front of him. The television was on. His face was lit by the screen. I suddenly felt sad. I wanted to say something, but Michael's phone rang. He answered it. I looked at my laptop, and Noah kept eating. That evening, the 3 of us were together, but none of us were really there. I should have understood what that meant. I didn't. A few months later, Noah started coming home late. At first, it happened once a week, then twice, then almost every evening. I would look at the clock. Where is he? Michael would say, "He's 16. Let him have some freedom." I would nod. "He'll be fine." But I was worried. One night when Noah came home, I was waiting in the living room. "Where were you?" "Out," he said. "With who?" I asked. "Friends," he answered. "Which friends?" I asked. He sighed. "Mom, why does it matter?" "Because I'm your mother," I said. He looked at me. "Then act like one." The words hurt. "What does that mean?" He shook his head. "Nothing." "Noah," I said. "Forget it," he replied. He walked upstairs. I wanted to follow him, but I didn't. Again, I told myself there would be another day. There would be another chance. There was always tomorrow. Until one night there wasn't. It happened on an ordinary Tuesday. There was nothing special about that evening. No storm, no big argument, no warning. The 3 of us were sitting at the dinner table. The television was off. The food was warm. But nobody was talking. Noah was eating slowly. Michael was checking his phone under the table. I was thinking about work. Then Noah suddenly put down his fork. "You don't know me." I looked at him. "What?" He looked at both of us. "You don't know me." Michael looked up. "What are you talking about?" "You don't know anything about me," he said. I felt uncomfortable. "Noah, that's not true." He laughed quietly. "Really?" "Of course," I replied. "What's my favorite song?" he asked. I froze. "What?" "What is my favorite song?" he asked again. I looked at Michael. Michael looked confused. Noah nodded. "That's what I thought." "That's not fair," I said. He stood up. "What do you know about me?" "Everything," I said. "No, you don't," he replied. His voice was shaking now. "You know my grades. You know what I need for school. You know what clothes I need. You know when I need money." He pointed toward the expensive phone on the table. "You know what I want because you buy it." Then his voice became softer. "But you don't know me." I felt tears in my eyes. "Noah, I tried to tell you," he said. Michael stood up. "We have done everything for you." Noah looked at him. "I never asked for everything." Michael's face became angry. "After all we've given you?" Noah stared at him. Then he said something that broke my heart. "I didn't need everything." He looked at me. "I needed you." Nobody spoke. I wanted to get up. I wanted to hug him, but I was frozen. Noah walked upstairs. His bedroom door closed. Michael sat down. "He is being difficult." I looked at him. "Maybe he is hurting." Michael shook his head. "He's a teenager." I said nothing. Later that night, I went upstairs. I knocked on Noah's door. No answer. I knocked again. "Noah?" Still nothing. I opened the door. The room was dark. His bed was empty. I looked around. His backpack was gone. His jacket was gone. Some clothes were missing. My heart started beating faster. I ran downstairs. "Michael!" He came into the hallway. "What?" "He's gone," I said. "What do you mean?" he asked. "He's not in his room," I replied. Michael ran upstairs. We searched the house, the bathroom, the garage, the backyard. Nothing. I called Noah. His phone rang. Once, twice, then it stopped. I called again. No answer. My hands started shaking. Michael called the police. I sat on the sofa and stared at the front door. I kept imagining Noah opening it. I kept hearing his voice in my head. "Mom, what's for dinner?" But the house was silent. 1 hour passed, then 2. The police came. They asked questions. What was he wearing? Where does he usually go? Who are his friends? Does he have money? Did he leave a note? I answered everything I could. Then one officer asked, "Was there any problem at home?" I looked at Michael. Neither of us spoke. Finally, I said, "We had an argument." "What about?" he asked. I looked down. "Our son said we didn't know him." The officer was quiet. Then he asked, "Did he say he wanted to leave?" I remembered the conversation from months earlier. I remembered him saying he sometimes wanted to go somewhere nobody knew him. I had forgotten, or maybe I had chosen not to remember. "Yes," I whispered. Michael looked at me. "What?" I turned toward him. "He told me before." "When?" he asked. "Months ago," I replied. Michael stared at me. "Why didn't you tell me?" "Because I thought it was nothing," I said. Neither of us spoke after that. The police left. They promised to search, but there was nothing we could do except wait. That night, I sat beside the front door. I didn't sleep. I kept looking at my phone. No message. At 3 in the morning, I walked into Noah's room. I turned on the light. His room looked exactly the same. His bed was messy. His books were on the desk. His headphones were on the chair. I picked up one of his shirts. It still smelled like his soap. I held it against my chest. "I'm sorry," I whispered. Then I sat on his bed, and finally I cried. The next morning, I found something under his pillow, a small piece of paper. My hands were shaking when I opened it. There were only a few words. "Mom, Dad, I love you. I just don't know how to stay here anymore. I need some time. Please don't stop looking for me. Noah." I read it again, then again. The last sentence broke me. "Please don't stop looking for me." He wanted us to find him, but he also wanted us to understand why he had left. Weeks passed, then months. The police continued searching. We called his friends. We visited places he liked. We put his picture online. We talked to his teachers. And slowly, I learned things about my son that I should have known already. His favorite subject was history. He loved old books. He had stopped playing soccer because he felt he was not good enough. He liked a small coffee shop near school. He had a friend named Lucas who often talked with him after school. I had never heard these things before. One afternoon, I went to the coffee shop. A young woman behind the counter recognized Noah's picture. "He came here a lot," she said. "Do you know where he went?" I said. She shook her head. "But he talked about you." My heart stopped. "What did he say?" "He said his mother worked too much," she said. I looked down. "Anything else?" She smiled sadly. "He said you were kind." I looked at her. "Kind?" "Yes. He said you worked hard because you loved him," she said. Tears filled my eyes. "Then why did he leave?" She was quiet. "Maybe because love is not always enough if people don't feel it." Her words stayed with me. That night, Michael and I sat at the dinner table. For the first time in years, neither of us had a phone in our hands. We looked at the empty chair. Michael whispered, "I miss him." "So do I said. "I thought I was doing the right thing," he said. "I know," I replied. "I wanted him to have everything," he said. I looked at him. "So did I said. Michael looked at the empty chair. "Maybe we gave him everything except us." I could not answer because I knew he was right. 3 months after Noah disappeared, something happened that changed everything. I was sitting in the kitchen when my phone rang. It was the police. My heart started beating fast. "We found him." I stood up so quickly that the chair fell behind me. "Is he okay?" I asked. "Yes, he's safe," the police replied. I covered my mouth. "Where is he?" "He's staying with someone he knows," he said. "Who?" I asked. "His old soccer coach, Mr. Harris," he said. I started crying. "Can I see him?" "Yes," he replied. Michael and I drove there immediately. Neither of us spoke during the drive. I kept thinking about what I would say. Would he be angry? Would he forgive me? Would he come home? I did not know. When we arrived, Noah was sitting outside on a wooden bench. He looked thinner. His hair was longer, but it was still my son. I opened the car door. For a moment, I could not move. Then I walked toward him. "Noah." He looked at me. "Mom?" I wanted to run to him, but I stopped. I did not want to scare him. I sat beside him. There was silence between us. Finally, I said, "I'm sorry." He looked at the ground. "I know." "No, I mean really sorry," I said. He looked at me. "I should have listened," I said. He said nothing. "I should have put my phone away," I said. Still nothing. "I should have gone to your games," I said. His eyes became wet. "I should have noticed when you stopped talking," I said. He looked away. I took a slow breath. "We thought we were giving you a good life." "You were," he said. I looked at him. "But," he answered quietly, "but I was lonely." Those words broke my heart. I reached for his hand. He allowed me to hold it. "I'm not going to make excuses," I said. "You don't have to," he replied. "We love you," I said. "I know," he replied. "But we forgot that you needed us to show you," I said. He nodded. Michael came and sat beside us. For a few moments, the three of us said nothing. Then Michael spoke. "I was wrong too." Noah looked at him. "I thought being a good father meant working hard and paying for everything." He took a breath. "But I understand now that you needed me to be your father, not only your provider." Noah wiped his eyes. "I just wanted you to notice me." "We do now," I said. He looked at us. "What happens when you get busy again?" I felt the question deep inside me. I could have said, "We won't," but that would not be honest. We would get busy. Life would still be difficult. Work would still be stressful. Phones would still ring. So I told him the truth. We probably will get busy again. Noah looked worried. "But now we know what we were doing wrong." Michael nodded. "We can choose differently." Noah was quiet. Then he asked, "Can I come home?" I started crying. "Yes." He stood up. I hugged him. This time I did not let go quickly. I held my son like I had been waiting for that moment my whole life. That night we went home together. The house felt different. The same walls, the same furniture, the same kitchen, but something had changed. Noah came into the kitchen. He looked at the dining table. "Are we having dinner?" I smiled. "Yes." "Together?" he asked. I looked at Michael, then I looked at Noah. Together. That evening we ate slowly. Nobody used a phone. Nobody checked messages. Nobody looked at the clock. We talked. Noah told us about the place where he had stayed. He told us about the people he met. He told us about his fears. He told us about things he had wanted to say for years. We listened. Sometimes I wanted to interrupt. Sometimes I wanted to defend myself, but I didn't. I listened because I finally understood that listening is also a form of love. Today, things are not perfect. Our family still has problems. I still have work. Michael still has busy days. Noah still has difficult moments. But now we make time. Every evening we eat together when we can. The phones stay away from the table. Every weekend we try to do something together. Sometimes we go somewhere. Sometimes we stay home. Sometimes we simply sit in the living room and talk. And sometimes Noah does not want to talk. That's okay too. I have learned that being present does not mean forcing someone to speak. It means being there when they are ready. Last week, something small happened. I was working at the kitchen table, my phone was beside me. Noah walked into the room. "Mom?" I looked up immediately. "Yes? Can I show you something?" he asked. For a second, I remembered that morning years ago. The phone call, his little face, his words. Never mind. This time, I picked up my phone. I turned it off. Then I put it in a drawer. "Of course," Noah smiled. He sat beside me. He showed me a video he had made for school. It was not important. It was not a big event, but I watched every second. When it finished, he looked at me. "So?" I smiled. "I loved it." He laughed. "Really?" "Really," I replied. Then he stood up. "Thanks, Mom." After he left, I sat there for a long time. I thought about the little boy who used to follow me around the house, the boy who always said, "Mom, look! Mom, listen! Mom, come here!" I realized something painful. He had never really stopped saying those words. He had simply stopped saying them to me, and that was my fault. We often think children need expensive things. We think they need the newest phone, the best clothes, the biggest room, the best school. But children also need something we cannot buy. They need our attention. They need our time. They need to feel important. They need to know that when they speak, someone will look up. I am not saying parents should stop working. I am not saying money does not matter. Of course it matters. We all have bills. We all have responsibilities. We all become tired. But sometimes we use our busy lives as an excuse to avoid the moments that matter. We say later, not now, after work, tomorrow. And we think those moments will still be waiting for us. But time does not work that way. Children grow while we are busy. Their voices change, their interests change, their problems change. One day they may stop asking us to listen, and we may not even realize why. I learned this lesson in the hardest way possible. I almost lost my son. Not because I didn't love him, but because I failed to make him feel loved. There is a difference. Love can be inside your heart, but people need to feel it. Your child may not remember every gift you bought. They may not remember how much you paid for their shoes. They may not remember the expensive birthday present, but they may remember that you sat beside them. They may remember that you listened. They may remember that you came to their game. They may remember that you put your phone away. They may remember one ordinary dinner when everyone stayed at the table and talked. Those small moments may become the memories they carry for the rest of their lives. So tonight, if you are a parent, ask yourself something. When was the last time you truly listened to your child? Not while checking your phone, not while answering an email, not while thinking about tomorrow, just listened. If you cannot remember, don't feel guilty. Start today. Sit beside them, ask about their day, ask what they're thinking. And if they say nothing, don't walk away immediately. Stay. Give them time, because sometimes nothing means there is a lot inside. I still look at the empty chair at our dining table, but now it is not always empty. Sometimes Noah sits there, sometimes he laughs there, sometimes he tells us a story there. And every time I see him sitting in that chair, I feel grateful. I am grateful for a second chance. I am grateful that he came home. And I am grateful that I finally learned the lesson I should have known from the beginning. Love is not only what you give, love is the time you give. We gave our son almost everything he asked for, but for a long time, we did not give him the one thing he needed most, us. If this story touched your heart, take a moment tonight and think about your family. Maybe someone you love is waiting for you to put the phone down. Maybe someone needs 10 minutes of your time. Maybe someone simply wants you to look at them and say, "I'm listening." Don't wait for later, because later is not guaranteed. And sometimes the smallest moment you give someone today can become the memory they remember forever. If you agree that time is more valuable than gifts, write time in the comments. And if this story touched your heart, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Share your thoughts in the comments below. And remember, you can buy many things for the people you love, but you can never buy back the time you chose not to give them.